Good evening and a very warm welcome. Congratulate all of you for successfully completing the first half of your education, as now you are ready to step into the next phase of your life. And this phase is very important for all of you. I hope all of you are safe and healthy with your families and friends, as these are tough times and we need to come out of this together as one team. We all know that engineers have theories and principles of science and maths to research and develop economical solutions to technical problems. We all are aware that engineers, are the link between scientific discoveries and commercial applications of the same. Uh, a scientist discovers a new type of material or energy, and an engineer discovers a new use of it. हम सब बचपन से हम सब के अंदर एक छोटा सा इंजीनियर होता है। बचपन में हम सब ने अपने घर में ये जरूर कि बड़ा होकर ये जरूर एक इंजीनियर बनेगा, और अब आप वाकई उस दहलीज पे खड़े हैं जहां पे यू कैन एक्चुअली बिकम एन इंजीनियर. As engineers, you will be in a position to change the world, not just study it. But hold on. To be an engineer, it is important to study first, and most important thing is to choose the right institution for your engineering. So in today's session, which is ask, what all you will ask, आप पूछेंगे क्या? तो आप हर वो सवाल पूछेंगे आज हम about UPES, about our exam pattern, exam होगा कैसे, पढ़ाई कैसे करनी है, how will be the placement look like, what is the industry intervention in the classroom, what is the pedagogy, curriculum कैसा है, कितने marks चाहिए, और भी जो सवाल आपके मन में आए वो हर सवाल आज आप हमसे पूछेंगे. There is a Q&A box on the bottom of your screen. Feel free to type your queries in that. अब सवाल ये है कि आप ये सवाल पूछेंगे किससे. So let me introduce you to the panel. So today we have Dr. Gurvinder Singh Virk, engineering. Sir, I would request you to kindly switch on your camera, please.
Hello.
Yeah, there he is, Dr. Gurvinder Singh Virk, the Dean for School of Engineering. Dr. Virk is an electrical engineer who has majored in control systems and robotics. He's deeply involved in international robot regulations and have led and is currently also leading ISO and IEC work groups on robot standardizations. He is the trustee and treasurer of a UK registered association which has the mission of education and science for the public benefit in the fields of robotics and associated technologies. A visiting professor of biomedical robotics and healthcare technologies at UK, visiting professor at South Bank University, London, chairman and MD of Endo Energy Private Limited, and was also the adjunct professor at IIT Ropar for almost half a decade, and many more, and still going strong. Sir, I welcome you for today's panel.
Thank you, Manish. Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Next in the panel, yeah, thank you, sir. Kapoor, our senior professor and associate dean for School of Computer Science. Dr. Monit, sir, I would request you to kindly switch on your camera. There he is.
Thank you so much for having me here.
A known name, Dr. Monit Kapoor, in the area of DevOps, cloud computing, IoT, wireless networks, and artificial intelligence. Dr. Kapoor is member of working group of mobile data security under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. He is also a mentor of change in Atal Incubation Center, which is an initiative of Niti Aayog to promote innovation. He's an alumnus of Punjabi University, Patiala, and Kurukshetra University at UPES. From last almost a decade, Dr. Monit is playing a key role in School of Computer Science as a faculty and also as a mentor. Once again, welcome you, sir. And finally, we have with us Mr. Amit Sharma, our Senior Director, Sales and Operations. Sharma, sir, I would request you to switch on your camera, please. There he is, smiling face as always.
Thank you, Manish. Thank you for welcoming me and looking forward for a great session with the students and parents.
Quick word about Dr. Sharma with 24 years of experience, out of which he has dedicated 18 plus years to the education industry, a trusted and tested career coach for many, an expert on students' life cycle, and someone who knows the education system of India in length and breadth. Sir, आपका स्वागत है.
Thank you so much.
And एक लाइन में अपने बारे में भी बता दूं, I am Manish Madan. I am Director Career Services and Corporate Relations for UPS, and I take care of training and placements for internships and for UPS. That's my intro. So today I'm representing parents and students in this webinar. जैसा मैंने पहले कहा, मैं आज आप सब की तरफ से इस वेबिनार में कुछ सवाल पूछूंगा from Dean School of Engineering and from the Associate Dean School of Computer Science and also from Mr. Amit Sharma, which will be some of the queries. I'll also be taking queries from the Q&A box. As I can see, the queries in the Q&A box are already close to 100. So let's start this session, which is ask. So सबसे पहले मैं ही पूछता हूँ, मेरा पहला सवाल है for Dr. Gurinder Singh Virk. So if you can give us a little more understanding of School of Engineering and the overall vision of School of Engineering for these students, sir.
Thank you, Manish. Absolutely important for a school like ours to have a vision. Our vision is to produce the engineers, not for tomorrow, but for the day after tomorrow. So this is most important because technology and so many things are happening. So our syllabus, our courses have to stay relevant. And so we pride ourselves on that. And not only that, but we pride ourselves on teaching our students problem-solving skills. So this is quite fundamental. Theory and things like that are, of course, very important. But to solve problems is what engineers have to do. And this is our specialism. Thank you, Manish.
Great, thank you. Sir, if you can also touch upon the advanced engineering concept.
So I have very recently joined UPS, in fact, the January this year, and the vision of the university was how can we transform our School of Engineering to the School of Advanced Engineering. So I have been thinking about that, and we have decided to focus all our activities on fundamental flagship projects, which will transform what we are doing at the individual level to major cluster levels. So we have decided to go for really, really ambitious projects. So shall I say a few words about that, Manish, right now?
Sure. I mean, I'm aware about some of the very ambitious projects for School of Engineering is taking up. Especially, I'm very excited about the concept of flying cars at School of Engineering. So you can touch upon them.
We have in fact 6 departments: aerospace, right up to petroleum and electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, health and safety. So these departments span a whole spectrum of engineering. So what could bring all these departments together? We've gone for 4 flagship projects. One is design and develop a flying car on campus. So these are very ambitious projects. 600 of our faculty, plus all the students who decide to join us, will be involved in these projects. So it's a very, very exciting times. And for the next 5 years, we will be working on this one project, how we can get a car to drive autonomously on our campus, and then also to be able to take off. We don't think this will be a full-scale car, but it'll be probably a quarter-scale car. So only little midgets will be able to get inside it. But the point is that there's an incredible amount of technology to go into that. And then the other thing to be looking at smart cities, which is also a very important area, how all our cities are being transformed with technology and engineering. But because we are in India, we want to focus also on the big cities like Mumbai and Delhi, but also smaller towns and even villages, how we can introduce the pioneering technologies to these rural areas. So this will be our second project. And the third one is we are living in Uttarakhand, which is in the foothills of the Himalayas, very prone to disasters. How engineering can help in disasters. So disaster management is the third one. And then the final one, which is being actually proposed by our school Department of Mechanical Engineering, they want to focus on helping our rural communities. So they have suggested rural technologies as the fourth flagship projects. So these 4 flagship projects we believe are quite exciting. So you can imagine our 300 faculty are going to be focused on this 4 projects, and this is just going to polarize us. We want to will join us. So if any of these 4 areas interest you or inspire you, then UPS is where you should be coming.
Correct. And as I earlier said, as engineers, you will be in a position to change the world, not just studying it. And I think these 4 projects, what Dr. Vic just mentioned, I mean, these will be of great interest to all the students who are part of this session. Thank you, Dr. Govinder. I'll again come back to you.
Sure.
Now it's time to go to Dr. Monit Kapoor, who is representing School of Computer Science here. Dr. Kapoor, if you can give us a vision and mission and understanding about School of Computer Science, and also if you can touch briefly upon various specializations at School of Computer Science. Dr. Monit Kapoor.
Thank you for that question. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, loud and clear, sir.
Thank you so much for confirming that. Yeah, for the benefit of listeners, I would like to tell School of Computer Science, we started our journey way back in 2009. And as you would know, UPES happens to be a domain-specific university where a lot of emphasis as all the programs that are offered in UPS, they are from a particular specialization. And we at School of Computer Science are no different. We have been offering various specializations in the cutting edge areas like cloud computing, DevOps, mobile applications, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, banking and financial services, e-commerce, and so on and so forth. Blockchain of late, we have recently, and big data. So there are so many. There are 15 different specializations that we offer, along with these are all computer science engineering degree. And our focus altogether these years have been that how to bridge the gap that a student would face once the student graduates out of the university. Because I mean, I'm sure the parents and the students who have been watching the press of late, they would have read about the reports where the students are not found to be employable. So we primarily, sir, look forward to bridge that gap, and that is where our industry collaborations, they come into picture. And our vision and mission has been to get good placements and a good career options for our students, that over 5 years we have secured 10%, 100% placements, and even more every year. Like for example, in 2020 graduating batch, we had around 830 odd students, and we grabbed around 1,200 job offers for them. So we speaks volumes of the efforts that we speak, and each of the specialization for that matter is an extremely important specialization in the market. And also another thing is that we also are doing a lot in the various cutting edge research areas. We have got a technology park, government technology park in our campus where lots of technology is happening. Industries like Dell and IBM, where they have set up their center of excellences. And we perform and conduct research in the areas of artificial intelligence, speech processing, Internet of Things, blockchain, and cybersecurity, so to speak. And there are various interesting projects which are happening. For example, I would like to particularly mention over here that our faculty and students, they participated in the Project Tiger, and the Project Tiger's tiger population count, it was arrived upon by a software that was created in UPES labs, which is again a combination of multiple technologies. Closely with various other schools when it comes to interdisciplinary research. We work with School of Engineering, School of Business, and School of Design also very, very closely. For example, we have a graphics and gaming program where a lot of exchange happens with School of Design. So this is about, we are a multidisciplinary, cosmopolitan, upmarket school. And I would welcome all the students who are interested to pick up computer science engineering program to welcome to our university and to my school. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Monit Kapoor, for giving us such an elaborate overview about the School of Computer Science and also touching about on various specialization. And I completely agree that the industry intervention in the making our students the first choice for the industry. And as you rightly said, that during these times when people are losing jobs, salaries are being cut, there are almost no offers in the market for the students. Our students are grabbing more than one offer, and 5 years in a row, we have been able to achieve 100% placements for all our students of computer science. And for School of Engineering, this year we are close to 97%, and in no time we'll get 100% placement for School of Engineering as well. Thank you so very much. I'll come back to you again. I'll quickly now again go back to Before going back to Professor Wilk, I would like to come to Dr. Amit Sharma, Mr. Amit Sharma, to ask him, because there are many queries in the Q&A box about the examination pattern, the admission process, exam hoga kaise. So, Mr. Amit Sharma, I would like to ask you if you can give us a little bit overview about the entrance examination and the entire admission process, sir.
Thank you, Manish. So basically, I was also reviewing the questions on the chat box, and I think a lot of questions are coming related to the examination pattern. And I think all these things are notified from the very beginning, I think from November, December onwards on the website related to the syllabus and everything. So as this, everybody knows that to become an engineer, you have to have a certain academic background. And for that, the basic prerequisite is that the student has to be from the PCM background, which is physics, chemistry, and mathematics. So these are three mandatory subjects for every student who is aspiring to become an engineer to write any entrance examination for engineering. So we also have an entrance examination, which is covering these three subjects, which is mathematics, physics, and chemistry. And each section of these subjects will have 35 questions each in the question paper. Apart from this, we also have a section called English language and comprehension, which has got 20 questions. And this is a section which we, from the time the university started, we check the skill on the English side also of the student, apart from purely into the the technology side, which is physics, chemistry, mathematics. And the purpose is this, because we know that to become a good engineer, yes, academically one has to be bright, but apart from this, you have to have a good command on your communication, because if you are not able to express what you have studied in last 3 and 4 years, and on the interview table, if you're not able to articulate your thought process in the right manner to your employer, it becomes a little challenge. And I think what Dr. Monad was talking right now, and our School of Engineering placements clearly reflect that our students have got an edge over others, not only from the engineering studies, but from the soft skill side of it, which are mandatory to become a good professional in the industry. So this is 4 sections: English, mathematics, physics, chemistry. English section has got 20 questions, and rest of the sections has got 35 questions. The duration of the test is of test. A student can give this examination sitting at home. All they need is a peaceful place at home, and no disturbance should be there. They have to ensure that there is a proper lighting in the room. There should be no other person movement in that room. There should be no noise disturbance in that room, because the technology what we are using in this test is very sensitive. And if anything happens, any other movement camera detects, you get a warning for the violation of the rules. Similarly, is the whispering or any, if the music voice is also coming from the another room, then also, you'll get a warning for the noise disturbance. If anybody from different system try to log in on behalf of you, you'll get a warning, because the technology helps us to understand, and we clearly get a flag on this thing. So clearly a defined set of rules for do's and don't. And students have to ensure that the way the examination in the class, while in their 10+2 education, there was a physical proctor in the class available, but in this platform, you have a virtual proctoring, and virtual proctoring is much better than a physical proctoring. So that's my submission to a student, that they should ensure all these things. We are sharing instructions of all these do's and don'ts. What is the system requirement? What is the internet bandwidth requirement? How should be the lighting in the room? So the clear detailed instruction sheet is going to all the students who are going to write this test. Now this test, again, I'll take a minute extra. This test is giving a lot of flexibility to students to take the test as per their own suitability. So dates scheduled the 19th of June. Last date to apply for this test is till 12th of June, midnight of 12th of June. And then you have to book a date as per your convenience. And once you opt for a date, you'll get a confirmation from our side. And one day prior to the test, you'll get the test link and the login credential from our side. And on the day, that login window is available from 10 a.m. in the morning till afternoon 2 p.m. all 3 days. It means not necessarily you have to log in at 10 o'clock. Even if you log o'clock, as per your own time suitability, your time of the test starts from there. And you get a complete 2 hours duration to write your test. It means even if you log in at 1:59 p.m. in the afternoon, then also you will get the clean 2 hours. But let's say you cross the deadline of 2 in the afternoon, then you will not be able to log in. So that students have to ensure that. Apart from this, a lot of people, have applied to us through the non-examination pathway, through the JEE scores and through the board marks scores. So there's no clarity for the further rounds of the JEE. There's no clarity of the board result when it is going to be declared. So this is the golden opportunity, and we are giving, irrespective you have applied through the exam pathway or non-exam pathway, but you all are getting an opportunity to choose the date of the examination and write and appear into the test. So this is the best opportunity to avail at this point of time. And basis the performance, the results will be declared. I was seeing some of the questions people were asking, what is the cutoff going to be for the entrance examination to secure a seat? It is pretty tough to say right now because I don't know the group who is going to write the test, how they are going to perform. And if the entire group performs pretty well, the cutoff goes high. And if they perform average, the cutoff goes a little lower. So this is all as of now as an initial thought process from my side.
Thank you, sir. I mean, you answered most of my queries and the queries of the students as well. So UPS is giving you flexibility in terms of dates, in terms of time, in terms of day. We are also doing a demo test wherein you can have the look and feel of the entire tool for you. You can go through the do the final test, which will be just one step away from securing your seat at UPVS. Thank you, Mr. Amit Sharma. Now it's time to come back to Professor Gurvinder. There is a huge concern and a valid concern in the students and the parents' mind that the entire thing is online for at least the foreseeable future, and especially for core engineering branches. Labs play a very major and important role in the overall learning of students. So how will we ensure the overall experience of experiments in the lab in the online mode?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, this is a very
For
important
a little
issue.
louder, if you can,
This
please.
is a very important issue for engineering, quite rightly. So engineers have to be able to touch things, tune things, and so on. So what we have done over the last year is videos and online things to show students real experiments and pass that information on to onto students in a very, very informative way. So we have in our aerospace department created incredibly good videos about showing our wind tunnel. Same thing for our mechanical engineering and our chemical engineering students. All very good videos which can be shared online, and students can be instructed that this is what you would have done if you were on campus. This is how you are supposed to connect this to that, and this is where you make the measurement. So we are in terms of the COVID situation to give students the real experience of doing the experiment, but virtually. And we hope COVID will, of course, reside, and we will be able to do the things in the traditional way. But COVID is with us, and we have to manage as best as we can. And we believe that we have with the students. Thank you.
Yeah. COVID is one enemy which is invisible, and this it is actually inside us, and most of the time, unfortunately, it's too late. But
Yes.
it's not late for the students and the participants. Whatever they want to ask, whatever they want to know from us, from UPS, we are available not only through this webinar, but our admission counselors are available 24/7. What you have to do, just to log on the university website to ask your queries, or dial the toll-free number, and someone from the admission counseling team will be there to help you, assist you, guide you for the right path for a bright future. Thank you, Dr. Vic.
There were some questions I saw, Manish, about
Yeah, please.
which options. So all the engineering options are, in fact, the first year is common. So you, of course, make the best choice you want to in the first year. And what I would encourage is that if you are undecided whether you want to do aerospace or mechanical engineering or mechatronics or electrical engineering or health and safety, etc., you, of course, make the best choice based on the knowledge you have. But rest assured that the common year, first year, helps you. You can discuss with me, and then you decide in the second year when the differences start. So absolutely no harm done in the first year.
This is very important piece of information what you just brought out, sir. Not only for School of Engineering, for School of Computer Science also. The first year is common across all specializations, and एक बार जब आप UPS में admission ले लेंगे, उसके बाद आपको पूरा एक साल मिलेगा with the industry, with the faculty, with your senior students and with the alumni as well, जिनसे आप पूछ सकें, बात कर सकें, and then you can pin it down on your specialization, which will be allotted and awarded to you in the second year itself. Thank you, sir. Now again, it's time to go back to Dr. Monit Kapoor for School of Computer Science. Sir, you touched upon the 100% placements year on year from last 5 years. In fact, since the inception of School of Computer Science, we have been able to do 100% placements. So if you can touch upon a little bit, how do we prepare our students, not only for the first job offer, but for many more offers as an alumni as well. Just to mention here that UPS is the only university which is offering a 5-year placement assistance. ये 5 साल का placement assistance है क्या? मैं आपको बाद में from Dr. Monit Kapoor.
You're very right, Manish ji. जब हम ये बोलते हैं कि हम अपने students को कैसे prepare करते हैं placements के लिए, तो उसके अंदर बहुत सारे elements जुड़ जाते हैं. We have a strong industry presence. That is a given thing, but trust me, all the good recruiters, most of them, they look at good fundamental skills also. So till one is not a good computer science engineer, specialized, it won't happen. So to taste success in the specialization, one has to be a very good computer science engineering graduate. And for that, there is a lot of emphasis where we touch upon the various core subjects at length, and there are multiple iterations of the various coding kind of disciplines and algorithms and data structure kind of subjects, which train and enable our students to crack the initial rounds that come their way when recruiters actually visit campus for recruitment. We are deeply over a period of time, we have developed a very unique model of co-create, co-deliver, and co-design. So the designing and the creation part is done alongside faculty and industry people. They sit together and they decide what is going to go into the textbooks. And based on that, our faculty is trained. Students are not directly trained. No, first the faculty will be trained. We call it as a train the trainer program. And after a faculty has been trained in a particular domain, for example, let's say in cloud computing, a faculty will be trained in a subject. Once that faculty members, then they will be tested. And once post they are tested, they will acquire a certification. Only then they are eligible to go and deliver the same subject to the students. So there is a lot of seriousness the way we deliver even the specialization, because we do a lot of benchmarking over there also. वहाँ पे भी काफी एक तरीके से चीजों को किया जाता है. Then it comes to the specialization aspect and the projects and the internships, where you would know better. I mean, you are from career services, but for the benefit of listeners, I'll tell you that every time for internships, we have more than one internship per student, and this year has been no different. We have just closed our internship cycle, and we are still struggling with the calls we are getting from recruiters who want our students into internships, but we don't have any now. So that is how how gracious our recruitment and internship partners have been. So industry presence in classroom, and because we work very, very closely with the industry, so various industry partners, for example, I know I'll name few industry partners for the benefit of the listeners. We have IBM and who work for co-creation and co-delivery, but they are not the only industry partners. We have got some very enriching industry partnerships like GitHub, Linux Foundation, KIOT is there. All our cybersecurity students, they go through ethical hacking and a certified ethical hacking and ISO 27001 certification, which is again speaks volumes the way we deliver our cybersecurity program. And recently we are now in talks with UiPath to bring in the robotic process automation ecosystem to our college, which will definitely help our artificial intelligence. And similarly, for our DevOps students, we have a very good alliance going on with GitHub. And GitHub is the #1 coding platform. It is the Facebook of developers, right? So these are very serious industry players, and when they come and join hands with the faculty, a lot of good things happen. And then there is, and like Mr. Sharma was mentioning about softer skills at the top of the presentation. Now, there is this element of School of Life, which is perhaps common for School of Engineering. Soft skills have now become part of our formal curriculum, where we teach our students subjects like leadership skills, learning how to learn, conversation skills. So these are very, very important skills when it comes to the HR round of the interview. So earlier we were doing it like informally through some training mechanisms, but now these are actual subjects in our curriculum. No, so अब आप समझिए कि जब एक कोर डिसिप्लिन को हम थॉरली टच कर रहे हैं और उसके अंदर सारे एलिमेंट्स को हम टच करते जा रहे हैं, जैसे कि कॉम्पिटिटिव कोडिंग एक बोलते हैं. सो our on competitive coding platforms like HackerRank, जिसके ऊपर आके कि recruiters उनको टेस्ट करते हैं. Then industry is giving the specialization and we are delivering that. We are creating that and delivering that. So ये एक और part आ गया. फिर then industry is taking our students for internships and placements. And then fourth part is the soft skills aspect, which is now coming to all the UPS graduates for that matter. So ये सारे जब चीजें जुड़ जाते हैं तो student unbeatable और unmatchable हो जाता है. So this is about onboarding of a first job. And then what we have who are coming up of computer science engineering programs, हम लोगों का एक experience रहा है, अब हम safely कह सकते हैं क्योंकि हमारे 6 batches graduate हो चुके हैं इन specialization program से. In a period of 3 to 5 years, हमारे बहुत सारे graduates ऐसे हैं जो कि top leadership positions पे पहुंच गए हैं. Like there are plenty of examples of our students who have become chief technology officer or a chief information officer in their companies, or they have become a C-level executive, which is like a person with 10 to 15 years of experience वो उस zone में जा चुके हैं. And recruitment team में अब हमारे students वापस आने शुरू हो गए. So ये एक पूरा सर्कल है जिसको कि I will again urge the students to evaluate properly, come and talk to us. We'll tell them more details. अभी time कम है, but these are certain indicators which tell us that not only classroom, हम classroom के beyond भी बहुत कुछ help कर रहे हैं. हमारे पास दो industry partners तो वो हैं जो हमारा curriculum बनाते हैं, हमारे साथ उसको deliver करने में हमें मदद करते हैं, लेकिन हम उसके अलावा लगभग 22 अलग-अलग इंडस्ट्री पार्टनर्स हैं हमारे, जो कि हमारे कंप्यूटर साइंस इंजीनियरिंग प्रोग्राम्स को सपोर्ट करते हैं, और हम कोई रुक नहीं रहे हैं. हम और इंडस्ट्री पार्टनर्स को फॉर्मली या इनफॉर्मली हम ऐड कर रहे हैं.
ठीक बोला सर आपने कि अभी टाइम कम है, और टाइम कम है स्टूडेंट्स के लिए भी, because the seats are getting filled at UPS pretty fast, and you also said that our students are unbeatable and unmatchable, and so is our placement records. 45 lakhs is the highest salary for a UPS graduate from School of Computer Science, and the average package is more than 5 lakh rupees for all the students who graduate from UPES. When we are talking about money, it takes me again back to Mr. Amit Sharma. I can see there are queries related to scholarships. What all scholarships? So Sharma sir, if you can touch upon the scholarship part as well, and then I'll again come back to Professor Gurinder for a very specific query for School of Engineering about the industry intervention in the classroom.
Okay, so Manish, for the better understanding of the students, UPS always encourages the meritorious students to come and join, and for that I think it's more than 10 years that we introduced a scholarship called meritorious scholarship, which means certain at a plus 2 level, if you score those marks, you become eligible for the scholarship. And then it goes, well, allotting the scholarship, it was in the merit order ranking. In engineering, in each of the program, it's 10% of the seats were kept reserved for those scholarships. So let's say कि अगर किसी बैच में 60 का बैच है तो हर 6 बच्चों को वो स्कॉलरशिप मिलती है, 100 का बैच है तो 10 बच्चों को स्कॉलरशिप मिलती है मेरिटोरियस। तो अगर उस क्लास में वो एलिजिबिलिटी 10 से ज्यादा बच्चे फुलफिल कर रहे होती है, 10 तक कर रहे होते हैं तो सबको मिलती है, और 10 से कम होते हैं तो उतनों को मिलती है। और ये स्कॉलरशिप इज द ओल्डेस्ट इन द स्कॉलरशिप अपार्ट फ्रॉम फॉर द उत्तराखंड स्टूडेंट व्हिच इज लाइक ए डोमिसाइल फी कंसेशन which is for all across, and there is no capping of seats there. If you meet the domicile fee concession eligibility criteria which is notified, you get a domicile fee concession. Now from last year we introduced a pretty unique scholarship which is called as a girl child scholarship. All girls coming to UPS, irrespective of whatever their scores in 10+2 level, they are eligible to get these scholarships. These scholarships are not limited in nature. Each girl in the UPS coming and studying will get this scholarship. So this is something, this is under the project Shakti we have introduced, because what we believe is that women should also reach more towards technology side of it, because a lot of people says that boys are more keen to study engineering. Scholarship we introduced last year is, which is again through the national level examination scores, which is like JEE, and board marks, but on a very high percentage level, and there are the scholarships are available up to 100% tuition fee waiver. But these scholarships are limited in nature. So if let's say if the defined eligibility criteria is, let's say if you have 95% plus marks in PCM, you will get 100% tuition fee waiver. But there are limited seats. So even if let's say you have 10 students in the class eligibility criteria, but hardly 1 or 2 students get these 100% tuition fee waiver. This year, keeping the COVID conditions into the consideration, we have introduced a COVID warrior scholarship, which is for the families of those students who have contributed beyond the lines in terms of their duties for fighting the COVID battle. There's another scholarship for the COVID, which is 100% tuition fee waiver for 100% fee for the first year students if unfortunately they have lost any a parent earning member in the family. So we have plenty of scholarships. These scholarships notifications are available on the website. My request to each student is please go and visit the scholarship page and get their concept clear about the scholarships. I was scrolling the the chat box where the people are putting questions. There was one very interesting question. What is UPES? Gives me a little surprise if somebody is asking this thing. UPS is a private university formed under the State Legislation Act of Uttarakhand, approved by UT.
Let me take this.
Okay, you can take it. There's another interesting question. Demo test कब होगा? Demo
Correct.
test is on a daily basis. अगर आपने अपना टेस्ट का डेट बुक कर दिया है, आपके पास डेमो टेस्ट का लिंक आ रहा है, आप उसको दे के लुक एंड फील ले सकते हैं। सिलेबस क्या होगा? सब्जेक्ट्स के अलावा सिलेबस 10+2 लेवल का होगा। अगर आप बोर्ड के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे, आप जेई के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे, या किसी और इंजीनियरिंग एग्जाम के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे थे, so I think कोई एक्स्ट्रा prepare to keep the momentum in the similar manner of your preparation, because I know that students are still preparing for the remaining rounds of the JEE, or they must be writing another university entrance examination, or I think 15 days back they were preparing for the board examination. So I think their preparation level, I am not worried of it. Syllabus is 10+2 level, so not to worry it. Whatever you are studying till now is good enough to go and appear into the examination. The only thing is you should not get panicked. Take it as the another exam of 10+2 level, and a lot of people are again asking again and again, CSE के लिए क्या कट ऑफ है, पेट्रोलियम के लिए क्या कट ऑफ है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक के लिए क्या कट ऑफ है. इन कट ऑफ्स को अभी डिफाइन करना बहुत मुश्किल काम है, क्योंकि हमको अभी तक ये नहीं पता है कि जब एग्जाम होगा बच्चों के क्या स्कोर्स आएंगे. दूसरी चीज है, स्कोर एक साइड स्टोरी है, दूसरी स्टोरी ये होती है कि जो बच्चे एग्जाम दे रहे हैं उसमें हमको नहीं पता है कितने बच्चे कंप्यूटर साइंस में जाना चाहते हैं, कितने बच्चे एरोस्पेस में जाना चाहते हैं, या हेल्थ साइंसेस में जाना चाहते हैं, या पेट्रोलियम में जाना चाहते हैं. तो ये परमुटेशन कॉम्बिनेशन है जिसको जब रिजल्ट बनता है उसी टाइम पे किया जाता है. ओवरऑल अपने एक्सपीरियंस है, बिकॉज आई एम डूइंग दिस काउंसलिंग फ्रॉम लास्ट 10 years इन यूपीएस. अगर आपको यूपीएस की कट ऑफ लिस्ट में आना है, सो बेसिस द एक्सपीरियंस व्हाइल कंप्यूटिंग द रिजल्ट्स, I think one have to have a minimum performance, which is minimum benchmarking. I'm telling you is 65-70%, because nowadays the the competition level is going very high, going up to 80% in some of the programs. There are times I've seen 90% cutoffs in some of the premium programs. So what I'm saying is you have to really compete with each other and take it as a healthy competition and do your best.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time to again go back to the Dean School of Engineering, sir. We know that, I mean, all our courses in School of Engineering have an industry parent within the classroom and in the training vertical as well. So if you can touch upon a little bit on the industry intervention for the courses of School of Engineering, please.
Okay, thank you. Yes, with our 6 department, that our syllabus, our courses, our tools, everything is aligned to what students will be using when they go out to industry. So to make them industry ready, we have a large number of alliances, MOUs, and very, very close collaborations where we co-design our courses, we co-deliver our courses, co-develop our courses, and then even co-certify our courses, so that students will have certificates to go out and start doing things straight when they leave. You will see many of the courses, L&T, PBCL, Microsoft, and many more, which are going to be mentioned in the computer science, but they also comprise alliances with the engineering, because computer science and engineering are in fact very closely linked these days. If you want to do any engineering, you will have to do fundamental computer science, and vice versa. So all of our courses, we use tools which are used in industry. Software has been donated to us, very large companies like Schlumberger and so on. So these are very high-end software that cost 2, 3, 4 crore even to buy if you want to buy them, and they have been donated so that our students can learn these things and then go out and use them. So absolutely deeply rooted to industry collaborations, and the collaborations are in fact growing. And as we are now introducing these flagships, as I mentioned, all of our industrial partners are in how their tools, how their disciplines, how they can contribute to these flagships. And time will show, but our alliances are going to get deeper and deeper as we develop real engineering demonstrators on campus. So that's what will be happening, and so our industry relevance is going to grow, not just for what's happening in India, but actually at the international level. So if you want to know, that India is lagging a little bit regarding Europe and America and Japan and Korea. And so we want to start aligning some of our activities to more what's happening internationally. So our graduates are able to be more marketable, not only in India, but also abroad as well. Thank you, Manish.
Correct. Thank you so much, sir. I can see there are many queries about the placements and internships, how we manage the placements and internships in COVID. So we were among very few universities in India with 9 internships, not only last year, but this year as well. And as Dr. Monit Kapoor said, there are students with multiple internships and there are students with multiple placement offers as well. We also do a lot of activities on trainings, which were mentioned briefly by Dr. Monit Kapoor and Dr. Virk as well. So we start our interventions in training in terms of soft skills, cognitive, metacognitive skills, right from the second year onwards, and we build upon that. And once these students are ready for the industry in the third year itself, when they go for industry internships, जब तीसरे साल में वो industry internships के लिए जाते हैं so that they can get PPOs. बहुत सारे students हमारे साथ ऐसे होते हैं who have a offer before they graduate. So if you have to give you a number, around 65 to 70% students हमारे ऐसे होते हैं जो course complete होने से पहले ही उनके पास एक job offer होता है. These are some of the numbers which I'm giving you. You can visit the university website. We have a complete placement report published on the university website of last 3 years. You can go through that, and numbers don't lie. You can go and have a look on the university website for the placements as well. Now it's time to the Q&A again. I'll be picking up those queries which are common in nature for most of the students, and in case there is some specific query which any one of you want to ask, feel free to reach out to our admission counselors and we'll be happy to answer your specific queries as well. There is one common query which I can see for most of the participants. They are asking about what are the hostel facilities, what are the various campus facilities at UPS. So let me take it myself. So UPS, we have campus hostel available for both boys and girls. Within the campus itself, you also have various sports facilities on campus. तो हम सिर्फ पढ़ाई नहीं कराएंगे आपको. We do have an indoor arena for basketball, volleyball, table tennis, badminton, a state-of-art gymnasium, a lot many clubs in terms of expressing your talent on cultural activities. We also send our students in first year itself for social internships. फर्स्ट ईयर में आप सब एनजीओस के साथ सोशल इंटर्नशिप करने जाएंगे जहां पे आप एक्चुअली देखेंगे कि व्हाट आर द रियल लाइफ challenges of less than me and you. And through these social internships, we will prepare you for your entrepreneurial and internships with the government organizations in second year, so that in case at a later stage you want to start your own startups, we will prepare you for that as well. We do have a university center for innovation and entrepreneurship within the university itself. And हम सिर्फ आपको idea ही नहीं देंगे आपको क्या काम आप कर सकते हैं आगे जाके. We will also help you in generating the seed capital and go to market strategy for that as well. Initially, I touched upon 5-year placement assistance. Very few universities in India जो 5 साल का placement support आपको promise करती हैं, which means that if you take admission in 2021 and graduate in 2025, you will have a similar kind of a placement assistance till 2030 from UPES. Our alumni network, which is more than 17,000 as of date, is being benefited by that kind of a placement assistance from UPS. Feel free to log into the university alumni website and you can see some of the proud alumni who have been benefited by this arrangement. Again, students are interested. What is the difference between honors of computer science engineering and a computer science engineering at UPES? Dr. Monit Kapoor, this is for you. What is the difference between an honors program and a basic computer science engineering?
Definitely, sir. This is something
as
that
UPS is offering an honors program.
Yes. We also have both the offerings for our students, for that matter. When our students come into the campus in first year, their entire first year is common. Was some concern in the raised by some of them that how to pick up a specialization. So to do away with that stress, you don't need to stress out on that aspect, because not only we will help you in picking up the best possible specialization for your own understanding, also there is a complete subject in first year which we teach in first semester, which is called as Introduction to IT Industry, which is in fact a general knowledge kind of a subject where we teach about all the various industry specializations that mental level. So it is a complete subject. They are going to study it for 1 semester. Not only that, they are given a help in via the mentorship model, where a faculty mentor is allocated to them, so they can always speak to the mentor, and who can directly then connect to these students to the right faculty to understand about a particular specialization area to pick up a specialization. Then coming to the second part of the program, CSE honors versus CSE not an honors program. So after you have picked up a specialization at the end of, also based on your first year grades at UPS, if you got 75% and above in first year, you are free to go for an honors program where 20 extra credits in terms of 6 extra subjects in semester 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That is second year, third year, and fourth year. One subject extra per semester will be offered to you, which will tune you for a kind of a R&D kind of a career, where in case you want to pick up a research role, or you want to go in for masters post your graduation, this honors curriculum is designed in that way so that you are given that edge where you can go and enter into a research based kind of a job role, or you can pursue a master's program. And that is the primary difference between a CSE CSE normal degree and a CSE honors program. And all of these are CSE with some specialization. You might take it with an honors, or you might not do. And even if you get a 75%, it is not compulsory for you to go for an honors degree, and there is no extra charge also in case you want to pursue a honors program. It gets hidden, Manishji, many times, which also needs to find a mention, is that we also offer our students some minor specialization. That minor specialization again would be industry specialization, which they begin at the start of the third year. So third year and fourth year is when they will be doing extra subjects pertaining to minor specialization. For example, I'll give you, like, for example, if somebody is pursuing a major specialization in Internet of Things, so then the student might be inclined to go for a minor specialization in big data or cloud or artificial subject that they wish to do their minor specialization is. That is also at the sole discretion of the student. So if you look at from a student perspective, see, this is very flexible way to offer a program where the student can pick up their specialization based on their own interest after first year. Then they can be into an honors degree based on their own interest. Then they can pick up a minor specialization based on their own interest. I hope that answers, Manish.
Yeah, thank you so very much, sir. I mean, you gave the answer in detail. Since it's time session, I have one last question to Dr. Guruvinder. Then I'll again come back with one last query to Dr. Monit and one last question for Mr. Amit Sharma. And एक question मैंने अपने लिए बचा के रखा हुआ है, that what is UPS, उसका जवाब मैं खुद दूंगा. But before I come to that, my one last query for Dr. Guruvinder Virk, the Dean School of Engineering, sir. Since you eat, drink, and breathe robotics, students in the query box have somehow some of them are asking that what is the scope of robotics in India and how can UPS play an important role in their career of robotics? You need to unmute yourself, sir.
Sorry, yes, I thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. So I actually grew up in England, and I came to India 3 years ago to start a robotics company. So I still have a robotics company in Mohali, and we make exoskeleton robots. So these are robots. So I have, as you said, dream, I live and created this charity in the UK to advance robotics for the public benefit. So my mission in life right now is to make robotics work in India. So I have come here. So if you have any interest in robotics, then UPS is the only place for you in India.
Okay, that was a very crisp and straightforward answer for these students, that if you want to make your career in robotics, UPS is the only place for you in India. Thank you. Dr. Monit Kapoor, one last query before I move on to Mr. Amit Sharma. Sir, so many computer science education institutes across India with so many specializations. Why UPS?
मनीष जी, ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है और ये हर साल लाइक सिंस लास्ट 10 years, जैसे अमित सर बोल रहे थे, हम भी इस क्वेश्चन को आंसर करते रहते हैं. सो 10 years ago मे बी इसका आंसर उतना स्ट्रांग नहीं था, बट आज हमारा आंसर काफी स्ट्रांग है, फॉर द सिंपल रीजन दैट सी एवरीबडी इज ऑफ, एंड व्हाट्स सो डिफरेंट अबाउट UPS. Number one is when you look at the job skills that are needed in 2025 for a graduate. Of course, technology skills will be an important ask. Another thing is the soft skills aspect and the life skills. And we have already imbibed the life skills through the School of Life. So that is first very, very big differentiator for all the UPS graduates, which no one can. I mean, I would urge the students to search for job skills in 2025 and then match the curriculum that is listed on our website. You will find the answer. दूसरी चीज जो आती है कि we have got a maturity, you know. We were teaching cloud computing in year 2011 when industry was struggling to deploy cloud solutions. हम पढ़ा रहे थे. So that speaks volumes of about our understanding of the cutting edge technology area. Another thing I will tell to the listeners is that, see, you would have heard about artificial intelligence as one of the leading disciplines, and there is a lot of interest these days in that area. And you would have heard that IIIT Hyderabad, the first institution. Sorry, friends, you are wrong. Agar aapke paas ye information hai. We started 1 year in prior to them. So we were first in India to offer AI/ML at an undergraduate level. Then we were the first university in Asia in 2014 to start a program in cybersecurity at an undergraduate level. I still remember working with industry and setting up that curriculum at that particular point in time. And we were searching for leads and to try to understand what is the best possible curriculum that can happen. Obviously, you will go and look at various other universities, how they are doing. And to our surprise, all the universities which were offering cybersecurity at that point, they were offering only in post-graduation. But we brought it to an undergraduate level, which again speaks a lot of my program. Another thing is, like, we have got a program in DevOps. So DevOps, I guess, बहुत सारे लोगों को पता भी नहीं होगा. But we are the only university in India which is offering a program in DevOps. So that speaks volumes. And आप सब लोग Netflix और Amazon Prime सब लोग use करते होंगे. I'm very, very sure. In इस lockdown में सबने बहुत दबा के use किया है. आपके लिए वो media companies होंगी, but technically they are all DevOps companies, friends. So they run their systems using DevOps technologies. So we are teaching it, and we are the only one. Closest to us is DevOps Institute at USA. And so there is a level of maturity, and that's why इसी वजह से देखिए क्या हुआ. Over a period of time, we got to have a tie-up with the Linux Foundation. Nobody had it. As a university, we were the first. And last year we had a MOU with GitHub. We were the first again in India to have a MOU with GitHub. So these are major companies who are, and IBM did this kind of an experiment first time in the world over here, and वो यहाँ से सीख के now this program has traveled to various continents. Like वो BRICS में ले गए इस program को, Brazil, Russia, Chile, South Africa, in countries में भी ये program चला गया. So which tells that there is a lot of maturity in the way we are. So one second answer is maturity. Third is that we've got a very strong and a diverse faculty pool, Manishi. The essence of any university or a college is the student strength and the faculty strength. Till they don't combine and gel together, it is not going to happen. The magic happens in the classroom. So all our faculty, they are from diverse backgrounds. All of them are either from very good national institutions or international institutions. And they are also, like I said, we are a cosmopolitan school. So we have faculty from all parts of our country, east, west, north, south, central, name it. We are not localized in terms of our faculty strength. And then last one is, we are also on top of the cutting edge of the research. We are doing a lot of research in the various prominent areas like artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, cloud computing, which are our mainstay programs. And that's why students should consider UPS if they are getting an option to.
Thank you so very much, sir. I'm sure that the students are now very clear about that why only UPS for their computer science program. Thank you. Now my last question is to Mr. Amit Sharma, and then I will answer one question about UPS before we log off. Sharma sir. Bye.
Okay.
क्योंकि कई सारे क्वेश्चंस मैं देख रहा हूँ सर, व्हाट इज द लिमिट ऑफ डेमो टेस्ट, क्या मैं एक बार कर सकता हूँ या 2 बार कर सकता हूँ, कितनी बार डेमो लिंक पे बच्चा जाके अपने आप को ट्राई कर सकता है बिफोर ही फाइनली सेट्स फॉर द फाइनल एग्जाम.
अगर if any kid is thinking of it attempting demo test and again will help him to remember the questions for the actual paper is not going to help. Because that set of questions are different. But as you have asked formally, there is no limit to appear into the demo test. You can have these demo tests are designed to give a student a look and feel of the testing platform, and they should understand how to give access of the to a system, how to clear the cookies, and what all background setup and everything. So demo test is not to do the ratification the way students are doing it in the schools. So it's very simple. You can give n number of time demo test. It's already mailed to the students who have already booked the date of examination. If any student has not received the link of the demo test, they can call to the toll-free number for the support, and team will help them to share the demo test link.
मैं वापस आता हूँ उस क्वेश्चन पे, what is UPS? So let me tell you a story of an idea which transformed the future of education in India. So there were this handful of people, nothing, no background of running educational institution, no seed capital, absolutely nothing, but they had some exciting ideas. They took that risk, and आपकी तरह उनने भी कुछ कर गुजरने की चाहती, गट्स थे और भरोसा था उन्हें खुद पर. So university was incepted in the year 2003 with only 200 students in a 2 BHK apartment. Faculty members, and then they added 2 more courses and 30 more faculty members, and then they added 1 more campus of 25 acres, and then they added 1 more school of law, school of design, school of health science, school of modern media, and whatnot. And today that university is called UPES with 12,000 plus students, 1,000 plus employees, 17,000 plus proud alumni, 100 plus industry mentors, and 100 plus industry alliances as well, and a lot of dreams. That is UPS for you. At UPS, we believe in lifelong learning and nation building. We are offering scholarships for female students, profile discounts for the residents of Uttarakhand, scholarships for the meritorious students, special honor for defense personnel, special honor for COVID warriors. We are also offering 100% fee waiver to the students who fall into that unfortunate category of losing their parents because of COVID. And this is applicable for the first year students as well. So you are just, and above all this, we offer a very conducive environment for training and learning. You are just one step away from securing your seat for a bright future and a successful career at UPES. With this, I'm glad that there were more than 1,000 questions overall live by our panel. Most of the questions were answered by the counselors in the text format. There are questions which were unanswered. We will reach out to you with those questions as well. You have the toll-free number of UPES, where you feel free to reach out to our admission counselors to ask your queries. Thank you so very much, Professor Gurinder Virk, Dean for School of Engineering. Thank you so very much, Dr. Mohit Kapoor, for representing School of Computer Science as the Associate Dean, and Mr. Anuj Sharma, smiling face, for the sales and operations. Above all, thank you to all the participants who were part of this call. As I earlier said, UPS is now just one step away from you, and you can make a successful career out here at UPS, because for us, once a UPS site is always a UPS site. Thank you so very much. Take good care of yourself. This is COVID times, tough times, and we need to ensure that self-discipline, which is the only way to come out of this. Be safe,